Disclaimer. The video serves informational and entertainment purpose only. The content is considered speculative and should not be treated as confirmed fact. We encourage you to conduct your research and form your conclusion. They're not calling it a blacklist, but they don't have to. 1 minute, Rachel Zegler was Disney's next golden girl. Red carpets, leading roles, center stage. The next, she's gone. No premiere invites, no junkets, no tweets from studio pages, just silence. Not loud, not dramatic, but cold and calculated. And you know what Hollywood silence means, right? It means the decision's already been made. Behind closed doors, around conference tables, over quiet coffee chats with publicists who all whisper the same word: unstable, volatile, PR, nightmare. All it took was one leaked rehearsal tape, and the glass shoe shattered. And now, the girl who played Snow White might have just become Hollywood's latest ghost.
Not to add fuel to the Rachel Zegler Oscar fiasco, but why did they have these women, all Disney princesses, all stated as Disney princesses, come out to present, but not include Rachel Zegler, who's going to be Snow White? They're clearly acknowledging Disney princesses for movies that have not been released yet. Someone must have had this conversation and then they purposely left her out, even though she was the only one with a hit movie this year of the four. Did anyone else notice this, or am I overthinking?
Rachel Zegler is a PR nightmare. Every time she opens her mouth, it's crisis mode when it comes to Disney, having to backtrack. She talks about how this isn't a fairy tale about falling in love with the prince. This is a fairy tale about fighting your own battles. She's so woke, they've gone broke, that basically I don't even know if they can afford the big premiere this time, but you've seen Disney really scaling back on.
It wasn't that long ago. Rachel Zegler was the girl who beat out 30,000 other hopefuls to land West Side Story, directed by Spielberg no less. She was fresh, talented, charming in interviews, a real Cinderella story, or, well, Snow White. And the industry? They were ready for her. Netflix scooped her up. Disney gave her a crown. She was booked back to back, the kind of momentum most actors spend years chasing. But then, the interviews started, and suddenly, Rachel was everywhere. But not in the way her team probably hoped. She called the prince in Snow White weird. She said the original movie was outdated. She framed her version as nothing like the classic, which, fine, you're allowed to have opinions. But the way she said it, the tone, came off less modern icon and more ungrateful lead trashing the role before the trailer even drops. The fandoms flipped. The press jumped. Even normie audiences, the casual Disney folks who don't even do Twitter, started side-eyeing her. And it snowballed. Suddenly, Rachel wasn't the breath of fresh air. She was the controversy, the liability, the lead who couldn't do a press tour without raising someone's blood pressure. And then came Evita, her big theater comeback, her chance to reset the narrative. Except that exploded too. Reports of on-set tension, cast walkouts, producers quietly removing her from the project with zero fanfare, just gone. And from there, the silence started. No appearances, no red carpets, no new deals, just whispers. The ones that don't get printed but change everything. Let's maybe not cast her right now. Too much heat. Not worth the drama. And in a town like Hollywood, that's not just a pause, that's a pattern. This is the part of the story where everyone starts stepping back, slowly, carefully, like they don't want to get burned. Studios, radio silent, streaming platforms, untagging her in promo tweets. And those big budget projects she was once the face of, they're suddenly moving on without her. Let's talk Disney. Snow White was supposed to be her Disney princess era. Merchandise, press tours, convention panels, the full treatment. But then, D23 comes and goes. No Rachel. The new teaser drops. Her name? Nowhere. Disney's PR rollout, suddenly focusing more on the dwarves than the girl whose entire face is on the poster. And fans noticed. People started asking, is Rachel still even in this movie? Spoiler, yes. But the real question is, does Disney even want her to be anymore? Then there's the Hunger Games prequel. Remember when she was front and center? Now, she's barely mentioned in the DVD extras. Like, how do you go from lead to invisible? Here's how. You push too hard. You speak too freely. You make yourself the story, and not in a good way. Hollywood loves a confident actress, until that confidence becomes inconvenient. And when the headlines go from rising star to on-set problems, from bold new voice to reputation risk, the industry doesn't confront you. They don't send a warning. They just stop calling. And that is exactly what's happening now. Rachel Zegler didn't get publicly fired. She's not being dragged in official statements. Nope, she's getting hit with something far worse. A blacklist that no one will admit exists. but everyone is following.
You're just trying to get everyday tasks done, and there's people who actually don't really care about who you are, but care that you're someone. It gets really disrespectful, and you're like,
to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them,
she's a good actress,
that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
The ego on this.
Here's what no one tells you about fame. The higher the pedestal, the harder the fall. And Rachel, she didn't just trip, she's free falling. Because in this town, when your vibe becomes riskier than your value, it doesn't matter how talented you are. You get paused. Let's be real. She's not getting cast right now. No big romantic comedies, no indies, no Netflix teen dramas, no nothing. Her agents? Probably working overtime behind the scenes just trying to keep her name off trending topics and on shortlists. But that's the thing. It's not about fixing the press. It's about repairing trust. Studios don't just want stars. They want ambassadors. People who can handle the heat, show up on time, say the right things, and make the job easier, not louder. And Rachel? She's become the exact opposite. Unpredictable, controversial, memed, mimicked, mocked. And Hollywood hates a wild card. They want someone who can survive an interview without turning it into a headline. They want someone who doesn't bring Twitter into the boardroom. They want control. And Rachel's proven, again and again, that control is something she fights, not follows. So what does that mean? It means those doors she walked through so easily just a year ago are now quietly locked, not permanently, not forever, but until the public forgets, until the industry forgives, until someone takes a chance on her again and prays she doesn't burn the house down in the name of authenticity. And that's the real danger. Not that she's been canceled, but that she's been benched indefinitely.
Congratulations on all the success too, Rachel.
Sir.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Rachel, you got time to sign some autographs for us, Rachel? Rachel, please. Rachel.
I could sit here for hours. Everybody wants to go home.
You ever notice how fast this industry flips? One day you're a breakthrough, a fresh voice, a rising star. The next, you're that girl who said too much. And maybe that's the real heartbreak of Rachel Zegler's story. She didn't lose her career because she wasn't talented. She didn't get silenced because she lacked vision. She got frozen out because she believed she could speak freely in an industry that only wants you to speak on cue. Rachel thought this was about art, about truth, about reshaping tired narratives and telling the world, I'm not here to play nice, I'm here to change the game. But the game, it plays you back. And when you try to rewrite the rules too fast, without the support, without the right timing, without the grace they expect from you, they don't argue, they don't correct you, they don't fight, they just erase. And now, she's watching the machine move on without her. Roles she could have owned, deals that could have secured her, press that could have rewritten the narrative, all of it, slipping. Because maybe the industry doesn't hate when women speak up. It just hates when they do it without permission. And that's the part that stings. Because for a second, for just a moment, Rachel Zegler almost had it. A new kind of leading lady, unapologetic, sharp, in control. But instead of guiding the spotlight, she got caught trying to fight it. And now, she's standing in the dark, waiting to be let back in. But the real question isn't if she'll get another chance. It's, will she be ready when it comes? She wanted to be the one who rewrote the script. But now, she's the one being written out. Because in Hollywood, it's not enough to have a voice. You have to know when to use it, and when to let the silence speak for you. And that's the tea for today, my little gossip gremlins. If you enjoyed this drama buffet, don't forget to hit that like button like it's your ex's new partner's Instagram. Aggressively and with zero shame. Beauty, Subscribe to Fame Files so you never miss a single scandal, meltdown, or red carpet disaster. I'm literally serving up hot gossip every single day, even if my Wi-Fi begs me to stop. And listen, be a doll and tap that bell too, okay? Because your girl Macy's got bills to pay, celeb egos to roast, and a grocery cart full of overpriced almond milk that won't buy itself. Shopping cart money. So until next time, stay nosy, stay fabulous, and remember, I spill it so you don't have to sip in silence. Bye.